Hello, dear Minecraft in Space for Adults with a Degree players. Welcome to another episode of Stationeers News. It's 2025, June the 22nd, and in case you had given up on ever playing your old worlds on the new terrain system, behold! I made this save game on the beta in April this year, which was the old terrain system. Now it's the new one, because thanks to Jackson the Master on Discord and on GitHub and who knows what other places, we now have a web-based conversion tool. It's not omnipotent, so your mileage may vary, but as you can see, it can get the job done. I'll show you how to use it later, because another topic to deal with is the problem of new beta save games, or rather save games on the new terrain system in general, possibly breaking because the devs may have changed something about that world definition's terrain data, and then you get this error message. Maybe there will be a button later that allows you to override it, but the devs said that if you do that, then all your changes to the terrain would have been reset. So if you built an underground base, you might not have to dig it up again, and all your mining holes would be closed again. Right this moment, this button is not yet available, so I tried to come up with a workaround, and I found one, and then when I loaded the save game successfully, all changes I had made to the terrain were still there. So in case what the devs said about their button that will come is true, here is a way that is potentially better, because apparently it keeps all terrain changes. I don't know yet if it has any side effects, so maybe we should be careful, but my experience so far is, it just works. Here's how you do it. First of all, I keep hearing that the new save game system is binary. It's not actually. See, OpenOffice files, LibreOffice files, Java executables, all of that stuff, that's just zip files that have been renamed. Same here, and the content is just like we know it. So just open that with 7-zip or whatever program you're using, use 7-zip, and then you will see the familiar files. So to fix this, you have to unpack this, open the world.xml and find this section, terrain chunk checksums. In my examples, it was always at the bottom. These checksums are the reason why the game thinks that your save game is not up to snuffs. So I just made a new save game, took the terrain chunk checksums section of this new save game, pasted it into this old save game, replacing the old stuff, saved it, zipped it up again, renamed it, and here we go. It works, including these holes that I dug. You're welcome. Now let's move on to converting old worlds. Here's the website. There's an FAQ up here which is pretty interesting and you should read it at some point, but in principle all you need to do is drag in your old save game's world.xml and click the convert button. Now there are a few things to consider, most importantly the location. The coordinates in the old terrain system were generally close to 0,0,0, XYZ. In the new terrain system, the y coordinate 0 is bedrock, so depending on which world you want to use, the vertical coordinate y would have to be pretty much higher than that. Thankfully, Jackson the Master already chose some useful values, but here's my recommendation. Drag your XML file in, adjust the y coordinate ridiculously. For example, here we have 60, which is a nice setting, but I moved it up to 140. Then I converted the world, and when I loaded it, I was high up in the sky, inside my station. Then I jumped down, careful, use the jetpack, use the GPS tablet, which you can also spawn in just for this moment. This is how you do it. Go into Stationpedia, search the item that you want, click on its name, press F3 to open the console and type thing, space, spawn, space, and paste the name of the item. Press enter, now you have spawned the item. You don't need creative mode for this. Now standing on the ground, you will see your y coordinate. When I did all this and ended up at coordinate 140, I was standing on the foundation of my station. So when I'm down here on the lunar surface and think, oh, this is the y coordinate I need to use, that's not quite correct. It should be a little bit higher. Maybe you want to bring a frame, stand on it, and then use the y number that you see. Then you convert your world a second time with the correct y setting, and that's it. There's some special settings here that could require some tempering, but the idea of course is you use the default and you'll be happy. Okay, one thing to consider though, when I did this just now with my save game and entered a room with automatic light, the light didn't turn on. The developer said that you first have to save your game and load it again. I did this and for good measure even closed the game entirely, but this didn't solve this particular problem. But I remembered a console command, so I pressed F3 and entered regenerate rooms, one word. The game was frozen for about 5 seconds and then the lights turned on. Now the question is, does this mean that we're now 100% up to speed? That's unknown. It's a gamble. It's brand new. Your mileage may vary. Keep that in mind. I had a Discord call today with Jackson the Master who made this tool and is giving us his server time for the conversions, and we talked about my fix for the current beta save games, and guess what? He has now implemented that as an additional feature, so you can just drag your .save save games, so the new ones, in there in case that annoying message box shows up, and fix them, just with a click. The terrain chunk checksums would be brought up to speed. What's more, you can move your station to a different world. Don't forget to adjust the coordinate offsets. Of course, if you're not moving to another world, there should be 0, 0, 0. By the way, this means you can actually move your station around in the world. So, let's all thank Jackson the Master, who made all this possible, who actually made some other useful tools, like a graphical front-end for server configuration for Stationeers, and actually would like to have gotten the community contributor identity on the Stationeers Discord for the things he's done so far. So, maybe the devs want to look into that. I think it got lost in the chat stream, and they just didn't see it. What's more, the guy just moved to Sweden, he's German, and is currently looking for a job, so if one of you knows how to change that, I think you've just gotten a strong reason to reach out. So that's it for today. See you again next time.